All right, good evening. We'd like to welcome everybody to the Elmore County Commission Work Session, Monday, March 27, 2017. I would like to acknowledge both Commissioner Holt and Commissioner Mercer are not here. We do ask that you consider Commissioner Holt. He suffered some burns, and we're praying for him. He returned from the hospital yesterday and is at home now, and Commissioner Mercer's under the weather, so we'll keep them in our prayers. We will begin with our regular business, a review of the minutes of the March 13, 2017 Commission meeting. If there's any discussion or questions regarding that. Moving on, the review of the memorandum of warrants for the period of March 8, 2017 through March 22, 2017. Ms. McDuffie?
Yes, Chairman. The memorandum of warrants for the period stated total $1,112,816.
Thank you. All right, moving forward with our old business, considering the Central Elmore Water and Sewer Authority Board appointment, which is due today, March 27, 2017. To this point, the only candidate that's been submitted is Ron Johnson. Are there any additional names, or is there any discussion concerning Mr. Johnson? I do believe that there was some discussion last meeting confirming that he was someone who could fulfill that board appointment and do a good job. All right, consider the Elmore Economic Development Authority, the ACEDA board appointment, due 3/27/17. We have the name John Strickland. This is also for today. Is there any other names or comments regarding that? Okay, we'll proceed. We do have a board appointment considering the Elmore County Industrial Development Authority Board appointment, seat number 2. That will be due 4/10/2017. Currently, there are no names listed. We'll need to work with ACEDA because that board appointment has to come from inside of ACEDA. That's correct, Mr. Courtney? So we'll work with them to get names for consideration there. Any other discussion regarding that? Okay, moving forward, we tabled this item last meeting, discussed the Wetumpka Area Chamber of Commerce appropriation of $5,000 as requested from Mr. Purcell. Is there any discussion on that? I will note that I have reviewed the information that Commissioner Mercer discussed last meeting along with Ms. McDuffie regarding our budget, which was set by the previous county commission, which had allocations for different organizations. There was no money appropriated for any of the chambers of commerce in Elmore County at the time. We have since followed through with that. In the requests that have been sent to us, we've responded that it was not in the budget, and we've not sent any money to them. And I've met with Mr. Purcell this week and spoke with him about that, and I think that we should encourage all the chambers of commerce to come over the summer as we prepare for the next budget year and discuss that, and we could consider that for the next year's budget. Is any other discussion or comment on that? Okay, moving forward, we'll go to the new business. Consider the Horseshoe Bend Regional Library Board appointment due 4/27/2017. Candidate listed is Philip Jadiri. If I remember correctly, was he fulfilling the end of a previous term?
Yes, sir, and the term was over in April of 2017, so he filled like 2 months of a remaining term, and then would like to be reappointed to another 3-year term.
To a full term.
To
okay.
A full term, yes.
Because we did discuss him a few months ago, didn't we? Okay. Moving forward, consider the Mid-South RC&D Council at-large board appointment due 4/27/2017. There's currently no names listed there. I can get with Ms. Lamberth and see if they have any names to suggest, or we can continue to talk to your constituents and see if there's anyone who'd be interested in doing that. Moving forward, discuss the agreement with Aldott to resurface Airport Road.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, this is an MPO project that will let the first part of April. It's 3.2 miles to resurface Airport Road, the entire length from 5 Points all the way up to 14. That project had been done in multiple phases over the last decade and a half, and this will do redo the entire road, and basically it's a preservation project.
Okay. Any questions? Thank you. All right, moving forward with the consent docket, we have the travel memo. Any discussion or questions regarding that? I believe the only item on there is the NACO conference in July for Richie Beyer. That's the only item for there. And notification of Industrial Development Board of the Town of Eclectic resolution granting abatements of certain taxes to Frontier Spinning Mills. And that was done at their recent meeting. And that's for the expansion there. Okay. All right, moving forward, personnel notifications. Notification of hire of Preston Baugh, Corrections Officer, replacing M. Minardi, effective 3/20/2017. Notification of promotion of Matthew Eller, Sergeant, replace A. Smirnoff, effective 3/19/17. Notification of termination of Calvin C. Hartzog, Equipment Operator 1, effective 3/15/17. Notification of hire of Tyler Hess, Corrections Officer, replace C. Davis, effective 3/20/17. Notification of promotion of Richard Morgan, Sergeant, replace C. Richardson, effective 3/19/17. Notification of termination of Justin Johns, Building Maintenance Technician, effective 3/22/17. All right, we'll proceed with the reports to the Commission. County Administrator, Ms. McDuffie.
Yes, Chairman, I just have a short little update here on some IT projects that we have going on. Just a little brief history. In 2015, we dedicated an IT employee, was hired with the intention of upgrading the county's IT system. A couple of the major projects that he has accomplished for us is the new phone system, going from an analog system to a internet-based with new handsets, a wide area network which connected all the buildings in the county through fiber cable, and the main benefit to this was that all data can be accessed in all of the buildings in real time, such as land parcels and deeds, which is very helpful to the highway department. It keeps them from coming down here. The email is on an Exchange server now, which lets us sync emails, calendar contacts, that type of thing between all of our devices. And it also enables us to host our own email site, which saves us a little bit of money. The upcoming project that's just a little history, but the next project that we're moving into is moving all the IT equipment that's downstairs in this building out to the EOC building. And this particular move will just ensure that all the county servers are located in a secure building. It will have power backups, and it will be more secure, and that's just kind of the next step in our IT program that we envisioned 2 years ago when we went from a contractor type IT person to a full-time employee. So in the next couple of months, we'll be moving, getting ready to move the IT, the servers, and everything out to EOC.
Will there be any disruption in service?
No, they will be. They are planning shooting for our 3-day weekend in April, and then our next 3-day weekend I think is in June. But Mr. Williamson is working closely with ITS to move all that, and no, the ITS is very well aware that we cannot have downtime.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Beyer.
Mr. Chairman, I'll add one thing to that IT report. The shift to the EOC with the servers and all should help prevent any future downtime as well. We ran into a bunch with the new construction and old construction, so I think that's a very good move to get that done. It also puts us in a position where we can back everything up on the cloud, and Sam's got a very good handle on all that. In front of you, you've got a packet of information. Some of this came from the Association of County Commissions last week, a webinar that was done. But at the very beginning, you've got a road sign, a county route marker that each of the 67 counties now has that shows the amount of money that they would get from the A-Trip 2 program. We anticipate a week from tomorrow a bill being introduced in the House by Representative Poole that will put in motion what we've been talking about for the last 4 or 5 months with A-Trip 2. Part of the information you have in front of you is so when we go to the State House and we talk about it, we've got our information on us. It says what the county and the cities here in the county would benefit from if A-Trip 2 and this proposal were to go forward. But one of the things that we want to get out there, and we've done a little bit through the press, is we want to make sure that everybody goes online and takes a survey about Drive Alabama and puts in there what they want to see from a transportation proposal. And it also has some information about the basic overview of the bill. And Corey, I've got you a copy of this, so before you leave, I'd like to give it to you. But it talks about the accountability in the bill and how this goes straight to projects. It does not go to salaries, does not go to equipment. And it also talks about the different mechanisms that could put Alabama in a good position should a federal bill that President Trump has talked about to influx some more infrastructure money into this nation's infrastructure, roads and bridges specifically, how it could be leveraged to be able to take advantage of that. So, and I think it's very important for some of these key statistics to, even though we've talked about them in the past with the press and at different meetings, is just to continue to talk to people about how we can continue paying for what the damage does to our vehicles and the lost time that we spend in traffic because of the improvements not being in place, or we could take some of that time and money and put it into the infrastructure and have a much better system and be much more economically competitive by doing that. So just a little information for you commissioners to be able to share when you're out with the different community groups and all. But some of that, like I said, you've seen. I also have the chart in the back that shows everybody's distribution, because sometimes it's important to talk not only about what Elmore County is going to get, but talk about what this region would get in terms of Watauga, Montgomery County, Tallapoosa County. All those numbers are identified for you as well. So just wanted to bring that up, and I've already started on social media pushing the survey out. Everybody that's on social media, that we can get that pushed out. I think that'd be a good way. We want to make sure our legislators hear from the people, the ones that call us every day saying, when's County Road 5 going to be paved, or when's you know, you name the road. What's the schedule for it? And without a program like this, the answer is going to be, you know, probably 5 to 10 years from now at the earliest, if we can even get to it then, you know, that kind of thing. So a lot of potential here. I think our numbers for our county show that the cities and the county allocation, at least 200 miles of road could be resurfaced in this county in a short period of time. That's for us, that's 20% of our total road network. So that's a huge investment. Add A-Trip 1 program to it, and you're talking about a lot of the county's transportation problems being addressed. So, Mr. Chairman, that's all I have in the way of a report. Do you have any questions for me?
Thank you. All right, Mr. Jones.
Yes, Chairman and Commissioners, a couple of projects that we're working on. Obviously, we're putting the finishing touches on our preparedness fair that will be Saturday after this Saturday. It'll be April the 8th. I laid a couple of flyers up in front of you, and again, like Mr. Byer was mentioning on the outreach with the public, any assistance we can get with getting this word out about this event, we would greatly appreciate your help. We're really going to start pushing that over the next couple of days through the end of next week, and we're really looking forward to a good crowd. We've got about 50 or 52 agencies, something like that, that are signed up that are coming out and bringing equipment, apparatus out for the day, and we're really looking forward to the event. Tomorrow we have a training class starting. It's a hazardous materials awareness, it's a basic awareness training course. It will be a course that's taught tomorrow and on Wednesday. And then we have a CPR AED training course on Friday. The next CPR course will be offered the first week in May. And then we've also got that special event security planning course May 2nd and 3rd as well. And then the last thing I wanted to mention is we finished up the work really last Monday with the CSX Railroad. And I really just wanted to brag on the job that Benchmark did. I know Richie and I have talked about it quite a bit. They did a phenomenal job this time of communicating the road closures and the impacts that they were going to have with our roads in the county. And as they were impacted, we were able to coordinate with our first responder agencies and get that word out also through social media and our website to the public. And I think it went a lot better this time. We had a few people call with complaints, but it was nowhere near the headache it has been in the past. And if you guys have an opportunity to commend them on the cooperation and communication that they gave us, I would appreciate that. I really would. But other than that, do y'all have any questions of me at this time?
I'd like to take a moment. We'd like to recognize our employees when they do special things, and I'm going to read a quick paragraph regarding one of our own, and this is regarding Eric Jones, the director of our emergency management agency. I received this letter this week. The Alabama Association of Emergency Managers is pleased to announce that your emergency management director, Eric Jones, has successfully completed the rigorous educational and training requirements leading to his certification as a master's level emergency manager. Certification at this level entails the completion of 4 levels of certification that include over 1,000 hours of core emergency management curriculum and over 400 hours of management-related training. Additionally, he had to satisfy 6 community and professional service standards. Mr. Jones continues distinguishing himself as a consummate emergency management professional and is hereby entitled to use the designation of MLEM, which is Master's Level Emergency Manager, following his name. We just wanted to take a moment and make sure we recognize Eric and all of our employees when they do exceptional things. We all have professions, and we all seek to progress and move forward in those progressions, and this is obviously one that's very important to that organization, and I think it's important that we commend him for that. So thank you. All right, County Attorney, Mr. Courtney.
I do not have a report this evening, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. If you have any questions, though, I'm available for that.
All right, thank you. All right, reports from the Commission. Commissioner Daughtry.
Thank you, Eric, for all you do. It's on a regular basis, and we certainly appreciate everything you've done to achieve this level of expertise. Thank you for the weather updates. Our people in our district have come to expect that, and we just keep forwarding, so it reaches thousands of people, no doubt, every time y'all put one out, and we appreciate that. Concerning Mr. Byer and his department, you know, we received quite a few complaints about roads. Usually that's what the phone call's about when we get one. But I wanted to let y'all know that this week and last week I got some phone calls about 2 roads in particular, Double Bridges Ferry Road. The residents are very excited about that and asked me to pass along their excitement and happiness with that project. The other one is Barge Lane up in the Lake Martin area. That was ground zero, as all of us can attest to the tornado that came through. And that Barge Lane was one of the main thoroughfares that the big trucks used and equipment hauling all the debris, a lot of the debris out of there for over a year. So that road, the permanent residents in there are thrilled about that, and they asked me to pass that along to y'all as well. So I thank y'all for coming, and that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Reeves.
I just want to say I appreciate Mr. Eric Jones, which is by the way they represent the county, and Ms. Weaver did because of the people who's going flag right now, so doing a good job, and I just want to commend you for it.
Thank you. I would like to just mention one thing that I want to make sure that we're all aware of. We're kind of on a hiatus right now. We got a little break in the legislative session, but there are a lot of things going on in the legislative session that will directly or could directly impact Elmore County. And I think it's important that we as commissioners, but more importantly as citizens of our county, whoever it may be, we need to be aware of what's going on, the things that are taking place with regards to A-Trip 2 and the potential funding for our roads, in addition to the prisons and the potential impact of the bill that passed through the Senate and that now will be moving to the House. Those things can dramatically impact our county, and we need to be active participants in all of that. So I can assure you that we as a county commission are actively involved and engaged in every step of that process. But it's very important that all of our citizens are involved in that, and that if you have concerns about legislative action, as this survey is an opportunity to have your voice heard, to share with them your opinion on the benefits of this potential project and how it might positively impact our county. So we'll move to the important calendar dates. Ms. Kim?
As the chairman was mentioning, the legislative session will resume on Tuesday, April 4th. Saturday, April 8th is the next countywide cleanup at the locations listed from 9 to 1. And also on Saturday, April 8th is the EMA Preparedness Fair from 10 to 1 at the Wetumpka High School. And Monday, April 10th will be our next commission work session at 5 with the business meeting following.
All right, thank you. We will reconvene in a few minutes. All right, we'd like to welcome you to the business meeting portion of our commission meeting and call the meeting to order. I'd like to invite County Engineer Richie Byer to offer the invocation, following which Commissioner Daughtry will lead us in the pledge.
If y'all will join me in prayer. Father, thank you for this evening. Thank you for the opportunity to gather together and for these men to be able to conduct the county's business. And I just pray that you give them the wisdom and insight to do what's in your will and what's best for the people of this county, Lord. I just pray that you would protect our men and women overseas, that give us the right to be able to gather and practice the democracy that we get to, Lord. And just, Lord, I just pray that you would allow us just to do what's in your will and have a servant's heart to serve the people of the county, Lord. I just thank you for all this and pray all this in your Son's precious name. Amen.
Let us please rise and face the flag.
All right, Ms. Kim, would you call roll?
Commissioner Holt, Commissioner Daughtry,
Here.
Chairman Stubbs,
Here.
Commissioner Mercer, Commissioner Reeves.
All right, moving forward with our regular business, is there a motion to approve the minutes of the March 13, 2017 Commission meeting as presented in the work session?
Second.
Ms. Erb?
Commissioner Daughtry,
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs,
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves.
Is there a motion to approve the memorandum of warrants for the period of March 8, 2017 through March 22, 2017?
Motion to approve.
Ms. Kim?
Commissioner Daughtry,
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs,
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves.
All right, moving forward with our old business, we need to make a motion to approve or deny the appointing of Ron Johnson to the Central Elmore Water and Sewer Authority. That appointment is due tonight. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve Ron Johnson.
All right. Ms. Kim?
Commissioner Daughtry,
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs,
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves.
Is there a motion to approve or deny John Strickland to the Elmore County Economic Development Authority Board, which is also due this day?
Second.
All right. Ms. Kim?
Commissioner Daughtry,
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs,
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves.
All right, motion to approve or deny Wetumpka Area Chamber of Commerce appropriation of $5,000.
Motion to deny based on our past history with the Chambers of Commerce for fiscal year as stated by the chairman.
Ms. Kim?
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves?
All right, moving forward with our new business, is there a motion to approve or deny the agreement with AlDOT to resurface Airport Road and authorize the chairman to execute?
Second.
Ms. Kim?
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves?
All right, moving forward with the consent docket to approve the travel memo and the notification of the Industrial Development Board of the Town of Eclectic resolution granting abatements of certain taxes to Frontier Spinning Mills.
Second.
Ms. Kim?
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves?
All right, moving forward with personnel notifications. Notification of hire of Preston Ball, Corrections Officer, replace M. Minardi, effective 3/20/17. Notification of promotion of Matthew Eller, Sergeant, replace A. Smirnoff, effective 3/19/17. Notification of termination of Calvin C. Hartzog, Equipment Operator 1, effective 3/15/17. Notification of hire of Tyler Hess, Corrections Officer, to replace C. Davis, effective 3/20/17. Notification of promotion of Richard Morgan, Sergeant, to replace C. Richardson, effective 3/19/17. Notification of termination of Justin Johns, Building Maintenance Technician, effective 3/22/17. Reports to the Commission. Anything additional, Ms. McDuffie?
No, sir, Chairman.
Mr. Byer? Mr. Jones? Mr. Courtney? All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Ms. Kim?
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves?
Meeting adjourned.